no votes like at the very beginning of the meeting, we should be able to go ahead and get started. But that's just me.
Okay, let's start. Welcome to the 49 TSC. And we have participant on the voting, participant from Team Orange, Ericsson, Nokia, and Telefonica. So we have the majority of the voting participant. And then I see participant from Linux Foundation, White List, White Stack, Canonical, and Red Hat. I don't know if there are others that I miss. No, okay. The next meeting will be in 2 weeks on the 12th of March. I don't think that we have general news or news from the board because we didn't have the board meeting. And so I think we can start with the work groups, starting from work group 1.
So concerning the work group 1, Matthew Ron is off and Mark will present the topic.
Okay. Please, Mark.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Hello, everybody. So yeah, indeed, Matthew is off for a few weeks. So yeah, there was a migration from Teams to Zoom for the weekly session that is achieved and in place now. And in terms of delivery, so we just tagged today Sylva 1.3.4. It's a patch release. So as the previous one, so yeah, there are various quite numerous fixes here and there that were backported from the main branch. And it also includes an upgrade of the Kubernetes 1.29 and 1.30 version that we support in that release. And also there was some discussion that I did not attend, but yeah, there was because I was off, so there was some slide share for the integration of the canonical Kubernetes stack into Sylva. And yeah, the doc was the link to the doc is shared here. And yeah, the progress for Sylva and with regard to Sylva 1.4, there are regular progress on it. But yeah, part of the attention was focus was also done on this maintenance release of Sylva 1.3. That's it for me.
Yeah, and Serdar, hello team. Serdar, who is with us. I don't know if you want to comment what has been shared yesterday.
Yeah, sure. We basically explained the activities so far we carried out in terms of technical integration. Also, some of the potential improvements that we think Sylva can move forward with. And I think we should be in a good place to showcase like a small demonstration in one of the coming TSCs, maybe like up to 10 minutes, just for my colleague Adrian to show you like his command lines and then explain like what deploys, how it deploys, and some of the experiences gone through with.
So you want to do it the 12th of March or the following TSC?
I believe this should be doable, 12th of March. Okay. Let's log it now. If anything changes, obviously I can let you know.
Thanks
okay.
for
Good, I think is a good news to have a new flavor for Sylva with Canonical, and if you manage to have a presentation in the next TSC is a good point. Any question for work group 1 and comment? If not, then we can move to work group 2. Luis?
Okay, hello. No much progress to report today. We are still working with the 4 workloads that we have in the backlog. Those that are there, some of them we have just started the contact with the provider to give us the image code and run everything. So we are still working on that. So no progress to report today. And on the other hand, we have completed the testing and the evolution of the workload image compatibility tool using the 6-Wind PSR. Let's remember, this is a tool provided as part of the OCI Senadar community. Is the tool that allows us to identify what is the functionality, the platform functionality required by the workload. So what is expected at the workload? We can use this in order to auto-configure or configure accordingly the platform, the Sylva, to host that application. So know beforehand what are the requirements from a workload to be actually deployed on Sylva. So this is actually an artifact that we want to promote, that all the application providers include as part of the package, so that we can automatically understand what is the configuration required. And this has been, there's already a community working on that, which is the OCI, Open Image Compatibility. And we have successfully tested with 6-Wind as an example. This will be presented in the meeting that we have tomorrow in the next validation periodic meeting. Okay, so this is some progress that we did in the last weeks. And the next things that we want to do is completing the validation. We are working in defining the scripts, or at least the definition of the scripts for the security related requirements, and introducing the upgrade of the workload itself as part of the validation testing that this can be done. But these are the same things that we have still in our backlog and we are working on since some weeks ago. So we have not progressed in anything of those 3 points to report today. Okay. And that's all. These 2 weeks.
Thank you, Luis. Any question or comment for working in workgroup 2?
Joni from Nokia here. Hello all. Luis, would it be possible to share this workload image compatibility tool presentation within this forum as well, once you have done it tomorrow?
Yes, we will, whatever is presented tomorrow, you can participate. I can send you the invitation if you don't have it, because it's open to the periodic meeting. And whatever is presented there will be later on included in the minutes, so you can get access to that information.
Okay. So if you can share the meeting of the tomorrow.
Yes, I will send it right now in the notes. Yeah.
Thank you.
In the chat.
Okay. Other questions? Not. Let's move to workgroup 3. Mihai?
Hello, everyone. Not much also on working group 3. We set the date for having a Sylva security workshop. It will be between 15 and 16 of April in Rennes. And it's going to be hosted at Orange. Currently, we are doing the agenda workshop preparations. I have started with the team brainstorming session to define the content for it. And in parallel, we were working on the UCS requirement refinement. These 2 parts of the agenda preparation, the requirements will go quite hand in hand in the next couple of days and weeks, because basically what we are working on online, we want to deep dive it during the workshop. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Mihai. The workshop that you are planning to have will be only in person, or will there be a possibility to remotely connect in some way?
I need to discuss the logistical details with Guillaume first. We are not at the stage of the room arrangements. If it's a possibility to have it also online, or at least some of the sessions, we will try to accommodate this. But I think that a more definite answer will be once we have the agenda defined and when we settle up the logistics.
Okay, thank you. Any other comment or question for work group 3?
Yeah, there was a good proposal from Naomi.
Oh, okay, good. To promote on the website, yes. Okay.
Yeah, if
So
you can give information as soon as you as it's ready.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. I'll do that and I'll send it to Naomi.
Okay, let's move to Wamim and work group 4.
Thank you, Carlo. So we have Adriel from Telecom Italia to validating the green dashboard. So he had a setup already, and he's getting help from the community on how to get the right metrics on the dashboard. So that is on good progress. Additionally, we also get some of the inputs from the Sylva community about how to use in AI ML for operational efficiency, especially providing correlation or causation inferences using the existing metrics. So we are going to extend the existing green dashboard with additional predictive features that could be based on the existing metrics. So in addition to see what has happened in the past, you can also going to see what could happen in the future based on the AI models prediction. So we're going to have a initial POC discussion in the next meeting next Wednesday. So if anybody has interest, feel free to join the Green Dashboard meeting.
Okay, thank you. Any question for Wamim? Seems not.
Great.
Thank you. So we move to the work group 5, communication and adoption, where I think we'll have many news about the future events. I don't know, Andre is not connected.
I can cover the Mobile World Congress, and Naomi, give you the floor on the following part. Okay.
Thank you, Guillaume.
So concerning the Mobile World Congress, we'll have a presentation of Sylva and the Sylva implementation within Orange on the TSC booth during this event. We'll be glad also to meet different partners around this table, so including F5 that is not here, but yeah, so it will be a good opportunity for the project. And for the Sylva Dev Day, I don't know, Naomi, if you...
Yeah, absolutely. So Sylva Dev Day, again, is planned for Monday, March 31st in London. I think we've already kind of told you all about this and kind of pushed it out to the Slack channel. It's on the website, and we are encouraging registrations. I know that last week, the communications working group was kind of walking through the agenda, and I think the agenda is almost done, Guillaume. I'm not quite sure where we stand on that, but I do believe after we get all the sessions, the proposed sessions compiled, that there will likely be a survey kind of sent out to you all so we can kind of order them, make sure like we're including the right sessions on the agenda. Nicola kind of pinged me last week and kind of asked for that. So that's still pending, but that's what you can expect next. And then obviously we're going to try to share the agenda sooner rather than later, just so you all can decide to basically register and participate. So that's all I got for that.
Thank you, Naomi and Guillaume. Any question for Workgroup 5?
Oh, it looks like too, there's a note about Telco Cloud Native Day. So Telco Cloud Native Day is a co-located event taking place at the same location of KubeCon on that Tuesday. And I can also grab that link and share it with you in just a moment.
Yeah, and two additional things. We received a proposal today from the Linux Foundation Europe because they will have a BOF. I don't know what is a BOF, Naomi.
Yeah, so a BOF stands for a birds of a feather, which basically means that these sessions are set up to kind of like attract people who have similar interests on this particular subject or topic. And it's literally an open conversation. BOFs can be set up in like a workshop style. They can be set up kind of in a breakout session style, but it's where the whole room of attendees kinds of weighs in on this specific topic. They can be very informal or formal. And essentially what Guillaume is saying is LF Europe is hosting a couple of BOFs during KubeCon and was interested to see if Sylva wanted to do one on site.
Great. And the additional information is that on the Friday, Philippe Sergey will be at the keynote on the morning, so at the main event with Tom Kivlin. Many of you knows him from Vodafone, and they will introduce the different topic of the Telco Cloud Native Day. So Philippe has planned to have a dedicated slide of Sylva, André, and me to have one. So it will be a major exposure of the project in front of thousands of people, I think.
Good. Good opportunity. Okay. Other news, comments for communication and adoption? If not, we can move to the last workgroup 6. And I would leave the floor to Morgan.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Hello. So for the working group 6, we have two topics. First, some update. So the last minute of the previous meeting have been published. Last time we discussed about token management. We had also a demo from a generic chart, and we start speaking about the review for the guidelines, so you can have a look if you want for this. I prepare also a short slide deck to discuss the guideline and to explain what we want and what we expect from the TSC. So if I may, I can share quickly.
Yes, please.
Yep. Let me share. Well, I have to share too many things open as usual. Yes, that's it. Okay, you see my screen? So we'll start here. So it's just a short report. So the working groups is just a reminder, started in September last week. We have a website where we put all the minutes, so as any working group. The working group address the use of GitOps by the different communication service provider to manage lifecycle management workloads, either for test or CNF. The main objective is to share best practice and tooling first, because we can see that different CSPs that are participating to this working group have really similar issues and similar concerns. So the idea is to share how to address them and to compare the different solution options. So it's from technical solution up to operations. So the topics can be relatively wide, so I will detail. And we may even can go sometimes up to some reference implementation. When something is missing, we can reference an open source development done by the participants if it's considered as practical and can be used. So the different demo usually are referenced in the main website. So we also decided that it could make sense to write some guidelines. The reason why behind that is because when we discuss and when we start exchanging our feedbacks, we figure out that usually when we have a question around GitHub's usage, when we start discussing with the vendors, they say that we are the only one to have this kind of questions. And they say that to all of us. So we say, okay, it could make sense to have a guideline. So at least they will see that we are not the only one to ask for correct end chart or to have some better access to the OCI artifacts, etc. So that's why we decided, based on the topic, on the feedback we have during the monthly session, to start writing guidelines. And the question was, for these guidelines, how can we endorse them and get them community stamps? So all the monthly meetings, as mentioned, are available on the website. And just to give an idea of what has been discussed so far, so we have different presentation and demos. So on artifact management, on D2 configuration, and so D2 it was DT or Swisscom for Nefio community also to see the difference between the Nefio approach and what we are doing in this working group. The constraint on the CNF put back on the Sylva cluster. So it was a presentation from DT. Last week I said GitLab token management. When we start having a wall of tokens to renew, how can we manage that? And Swisscom shared a demo on a D2 configuration tool. ControlPlane.io made also 2 demos on Flux operator and generic and charts concept. And we have also a demo on Netbox operator. So next meeting is next week. We'll discuss, we will have a feedback from gitlab.com on the ways do some GitOps for service provider. And it's always possible to add topics. We are open to new topics. There are a backlog with different topics, especially on security, that we didn't start to address. But we will probably do so. If you want to see what is in the pipe and what we try to address, it's available there. And so for the guideline, the first one, it's based on a discussion we had last year. It was about software delivery guideline. The idea here is to create a document that is a comprehensive guideline for network function vendor and how we can have better way to get the software, how can we manage that in order to have better artifacts and a simple way to integrate in our pipeline. So it covers the preparation, the deliveries, integration, the compliancy with standards, and the way we can use them in order to facilitate the integration in our systems. So because we all observe that we have some concern with that and some pain just managing the artifact. People that are used to work with IT vendor, you are probably familiar to go directly to a Docker or Docker registry to get what you want, and it's pretty straightforward. We can see that with our CNF in GitOps, it's usually more complex. So the idea was just to focus on some points that we believe make sense to improve in order to simplify the way we manage GitOps in our organization. So just a warning, it's a guideline, so that it does not pretend to be a standardization document. So we, of course, reference some standardization documents in the guideline, but the idea is to remain something practical and concrete, not only be fully compliant with OCI standard. Of course, it will be perfect, but and of course, in our different RFPs, everybody is fully compliant, but in the fact it's not the case. The idea is not to substitute to standardization, but just to try to figure out how to improve our concrete and pragmatic work. So I put the table of contents, why we create this guideline. We'll discuss about the format, some security issues, the efficiency of the image. So the telcos that are doing GitOps would never had to manage a 2 GB image that is full of emptiness. Can say it's not needed, but it was a shared concern. On the delivery of the software artifact. So the review is today, so I can move from this presentation and go directly to the website. Okay, check. What is? Yeah, no, it's not here. Yeah. Okay, it's here probably. So let me find the right tab. Yeah, so that's the guideline as it is rendered today, but it's not published yet. Today it's on GitLab, so it's a merge request. So why working group 6? Tac. So it's a merge request here. So it's fixed. It's this one, draft resolve guideline OCI. So from here you have access to the document. So that's the image, but you have the guideline. So it has been already.
Can you share the link? Sorry.
Yeah. I will put. I think. Yeah. I can share the link for sure.
Yeah.
It will be easier.
Many thanks.
Yeah. Somebody already shared. I was too. Yes, chat. That's here. Okay, so we invite TSC to review that. So of course, with the rendering, it's a simple MKDocs documentation, but it's easier to read. But here, I say it's a local view of the rendering. As we didn't merge it, you will not have the rendering today in the website. So I say it's not officially approved. So if you think it's easier to review this way, we can do a first merge and create a new merge request to just welcome your remark, or we can just use the merge request as it is today, and you can read the guideline and put your comment and your remark. The idea for us is to have a feedback from TSC and an official vote in 2 weeks' time or more if you need an extension if you have remarks that require more time. But the idea is, to let you review that and in next time to have an official vote. So when we have an official vote, we can merge. It's published in a Sylva website, and we can share with our vendors and to say, okay, we have this guideline that can be used. And as said, it's mainly practical things. So we have reference to some standardization stuff, but we try to be as practical as possible. For the moment, I put the name of the contributor, the company behind that contribute and are supporting because they are participating to the working group 6. We can remove that if it's officially endorsed fully by the TSC. Maybe it's not needed. The contributors are also in the in Git. If you want to have, you can on the document you can blame anything you want. So you can have a look at who's doing what and when. So it's a standard Git. So that's for our first guideline. If you believe it makes sense, we have other ones in mind, especially for the prerequisite, the CNF prerequisite towards the cluster constraint. That's something we discussed 1 month ago. And potentially another one in security or on D2 configuration, because it's a hot topic also we discussed at least 2 times since the beginning of the working group. Any question?
Mm,
Remark?
Well, one thing is that if you are asking to the TSC or to the community to review this document, I personally think that it would be better to have a more readable version than the one that you have on the Git. I don't know how it could be prepared.
So there are several options. I can indicate how to create a local way to have the rendering, or I can simply create a PDF of this page and share by mail. I can do that.
I think the second one could be better, so I could add it as a link on the minutes of this TSC, so everybody can access this PDF version.
Okay, so you will lose probably a part of the rendering because you will not have some extra formatting, but all the content will be there. So I will create the PDF for you, and I will put it in the minute. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so let me put that here.
And another question on my side. So if we want to comply to these guidelines, what kind of factor is more impacted? Is it more on the operator's side or on the network function side?
It's more on the vendor side, on the network function side. Yeah, it's more. There are some impact also on the CSP side, because one of some rules described in the guidelines assume that we have our own way to manage and to promote artifact coming from an external source. That's something we do very frequently with IT vendors, as I say. We are used to that, to do that. We did also with some telco vendors today, but it's very heterogeneous. We have various sources to retrieve the OCI and to get update, to get the CV, to get lots of things. So it's very heterogeneous on the vendor side. Here, the guideline is just to say, okay, what we have in mind that we believe it's relatively simple, and you will see it's very close to the IT world. There is no rocket science in that. We don't want to be very special at this level. So I didn't open the Pandora box about Caesar format, but in GitOps, what we want is to have reliable and up-to-date OCI artifacts. So we want clean Docker image, we want clean Helm chart, and all the telcos that started their GitOps journey, we all share the same issues. Most of the time, the Helm charts that we are using are not usable. We need to clean them because they are ambiguous. Well, that's kind of things that are in the guideline. So I would say that most of the work is on the vendor for all the aspect dealing with cleanup and the way to expose and deliver the artifact. But we may have also some work on the CSP side in order to have something able to manage it on our side.
Okay. Thank you, Morgan. Other questions or comments? If not, I think that we finish our topics for today TSC. So if there are no other points to be discussed, I think we can close a bit in advance, but it's not too bad. Okay, so thank you very much for participating and see you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Hi, everyone.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
bye.
Bye.